Welcome back, dear viewers, to another spine-chilling episode of our YouTube channel. Today we embark on a journey into one of the darkest chapters in American history, the Salem Witch Trials. Step into the shadows of 1962 as we uncover the fear, hysteria, and untold horror that plagued the town of Salem, Massachusetts. Brace yourselves for a bone-chilling exploration of witchcraft accusations, trials, and their terrifying aftermath. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video so we can continue giving you haunting stories of our past and present. Now let's begin. Our tale begins in the late 17th century when the Puritan settlement of Salem Village was gripped by a deep-seated fear of the supernatural. The strict religious beliefs and the lingering trauma of ongoing conflicts with Native Americans fostered an environment ripe for paranoia. It was within this climate that the infamous witch trials took root. Two young girls began displaying strange behavior. The girls, 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams, began to exhibit bizarre behavior, such as contorting their bodies, screaming, and speaking in tongues. The behavior was attributed to supernatural causes, and the people of Salem began to suspect that the girls were possessed by the devil or were under the influence of witchcraft. The girls named 3 women as being the source of their affliction. These 3 women were Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, a Caribbean slave. As a result of these accusations, the 3 women were arrested and tried for witchcraft. The trials began in June of 1962 and continued until the end of September. During this time, many of Salem's citizens were accused of witchcraft and put on trial. So, who were these first 3 women who were accused of practicing witchcraft? Sarah Osborne, the oldest of the 3, was a 61-year-old widow. She was a poor woman who was known to be quarrelsome and ill-tempered. Sarah Good was a poor beggar who had a history of erratic behavior and was often seen talking to herself. And Tituba, an Indian slave owned by Reverend Samuel Parris, was also known for her exotic stories that she shared with the Salem children. The 2 young girls accused Sarah Osborne and Sarah Good of tormenting them and using witchcraft to do it. Tituba, in an attempt to save herself, confessed to practicing witchcraft and implicated Osborne and Good. All 3 were arrested and jailed in Salem. Hearings began in February of 1692. During the proceedings, Osborne and Good denied the charges and proclaimed their innocence. Tituba, however, continued to confess to the charges and even named other people who were supposedly involved in the practice of witchcraft. The trials were conducted according to English legal procedures. Although the court was not bound by the same rules as a civil court, the accused faced grueling interrogations, often accompanied by physical torture, to extract confessions. In addition, the court allowed spectral evidence, which was testimony from the afflicted girls about visions they had seen of the accused witches. These dubious testimonies were enough to condemn innocent people to a gruesome fate. The trials were conducted in a highly charged atmosphere, and there was much public pressure to convict the accused. The court found Osborne and Good guilty of witchcraft and sentenced them to death by hanging. Tituba was spared execution due to her confession and was sent to prison. She remained there for a year until she was released and sent back to Barbados. The Salem Witch Trials, which began with the accusations of Osborne, Good, and Tituba, would lead to 200 accused for witchcraft and the execution of 20 other innocent people, targeting not only women but also men, children, and the elderly. Fear permeated the community, and anyone suspected of witchcraft became a potential target. Neighbors turned on neighbors, families were torn apart, and paranoia reigned supreme. As swiftly as it had begun, the Salem Witch Trials came to an end in 1693 when the Massachusetts colonial government recognized the need for reform. The surviving accused were released from jail, and the afflicted girls faced little consequence for their actions. In the years that followed, the horrors of the trials haunted the community, leaving behind a sense of guilt, shame, and remorse. The once proud and prosperous Salem village was left scarred, with families shattered, reputations ruined, and a dark stain on American history. The Salem Witch Trials served as a grim reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria and the consequences of unchecked fear. The events that unfolded in this small Puritan community stand as a cautionary tale, a warning against the dangers of scapegoating and the importance of due process. The Salem Witch Trials have been the subject of numerous books, films, and plays. They have become a part of our cultural memory. Today, Salem is a home to the Salem Witch Museum, where visitors can learn about the trials and their impact on the city. Also, it's home to the Salem Witch Trials Memorial and the Salem Witch Festival. Every year, the city celebrates its heritage with the Salem Witch Festival, a 3-day celebration that takes place in the city's downtown. The festival features a variety of activities to honor the witches of Salem, including a reenactment of the witch trials, a parade of costumed witches and other mythical creatures, musical performances, and more. The Salem Witch Festival is a fun and educational way to celebrate the rich history of Salem and the courage of those accused of being witches during the trials. Join us again as we delve into other chilling chapters of history, uncovering the mysteries and darkness that lie hidden beneath the surface. If you like this story and want more haunting stories, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. We'd also love to hear your feedback and any topics in the past or modern times you'd like to hear about. Until next time, goodbye.